So welcome everybody here. Thanks for being here. And I hope you will find this journey an empowering one. As we see here, adversity and the meaning is a state or an instance of serious or continued difficulty or misfortune. So to use it in a sentence, showing courage in the face of adversity. So here in my slide, it's sort of asking a question. And the answers could be homeless, could be disability, it could be that you're new to a country, you could be living through loss, you could be addicted to drugs. So people suffer from differently. And when it comes to adversity, one may have a disability and have to traverse through life with this disability. Others may have to come from a low-income family, a rough neighborhood. Maybe you've been bullied for your sexuality. Maybe you're new to a country. Man's greatest triumphs come from adversity. So if I could qualify with you guys here, I myself, I've traversed a lot of adversity in my life, and I've managed to come out on top better than ever. So I've come from a low-income family. I've had horrible, unspeakable things done to me, done to my family and myself. I was actually in youth detention at 13 years old. So just to continue without shocking you, let's say, and I'll just let you know that I have traversed much adversity. But the key is that I've traversed it and I've faced it to become better than ever. There are a lot of different ways to traverse adversity. There's different ways. And I mean, if anybody's familiar with a Japanese philosophy, it's called Ikage. And it's basically about finding your purpose. And I like how it also resonates with sort of the CBT therapy by putting an emphasis on activities and things that really produce, an enjoyment and a sense of mastery. And so that's really very beneficial. The meaning Iki, it means alive or life. And Gai meaning to benefit or worth. And we have here Marcus Aurelius quote, along with a Socrates quote. So, I mean, has anything happened to you? And then good, it's supposed to happen. So I guess what it's telling us is that we have to use our adversity. Unfortunately, life causes stress and things happen that we can't change, but we can change how we traverse this adversity. We can use it to become stronger. We can be honest with ourselves and move forward and use it. So yeah, there's a lot of our history where lessons were learned and we came out better than ever. So adversity comes in many facets. And you may want to know what some ways to deal with adversity are. So if you're a religious person, you can turn to your religious figures. You can pray about your problems. You can talk to somebody. That's a great idea to get out your problems. It allows you to get help, to overcome your problems. If you have someone to talk to and you can gain strength from them, they are encouraging. So then that really helps if they are. Get it out in creative ways and find an outlet. So if you're into art, find your canvas. If you're into physical fitness, go into the gym, be creative. Having high anxiety is a detriment to your health, including self-care into your daily routine, whether it's meditation or yoga. I mean, breathing techniques. I think you'd be surprised of the benefit that these activities actually hold. So I have faith that my words will strike a chord to inquisitive ears, overcoming adversity. I've written this presentation myself. I feel very strong about it. just traversing adversity, trying to get this out and share it. So I'm glad that I've actually been able to do that here this evening. Basically self-care and supports and education. So yeah, we use this resilience to become stronger. So through resilience, we build stronger humans, stronger people. Now, how would one overcome adversity? Usually, it can be done by how you frame things. Things are happening to you. So you reframe the problem, you take a step back, and you put it in a positive way. And you take any negative self-talk and exchange it with empowering beliefs, positive things that help you work towards your goal. So I've had this session, I've had this slide here for the benefit of a discussion. So I've set aside an opportunity to sort of ask some questions, maybe have a discussion. So if I could ask one of you out there, is there anybody that will answer the question, which is, can you think of a time when you've become stronger through adversity? Is there anybody out there quickly that will answer that?
Sorry, what's the question again?
Oh, Angela, great. So I'm asking if you think of a time when you've become stronger through adversity.
Yeah, I think Matthew is having his hand up. Matthew, you want to go ahead?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So a time where I've pulled through adversity is the time where my baby moms tried to take everything away from me, my son included, put me in jail, and I came back stronger. I came out of jail. I got a job. I got my head on straight. I got an apartment. I was working. Now I'm in college, almost done, and I have full custody of my son. So there's a time.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
No problem.
Well, it's great to ask questions.
Pardon?
Hope has her hand up.
Oh, Hope has her hand up. Okay.
Sorry, that wasn't my hand, but I can still say something.
Oh, that's fine. I was just going to add that, you know, asking questions is great and it's healthy. And you will find the potential within yourself to show resilience. And it comes out. I mean, when you do, you come out on top, and resilience builds stronger people. So you really want to embrace the suffering. You want to be grateful for your misfortune. You want to extract the meaning, and you want to hold on to what is good.
Embrace the transgressions, or no, tribulations. That's it.
All of it. You want to use that. I mean, it's not an excuse to manipulate, I wouldn't say, but these are happenings that are unfolding in one's life that I believe you should be able to, you know, and you should be able to extract, in the personal cases, you should be able to extract the meaning. Like
channel
so,
and harness
exactly.
the
So you make
positivity out of
solutions out of problems.
And
there's a saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we say adversity, it doesn't mean it has to be a huge challenge.
Negative.
How many people have, you know, gotten up in the morning and said, ugh, I do not want to get up for work today. I mean,
usually on a daily.
And I still get up, I still put my clothes on, I still walk out the door. That is overcoming adversity too. It doesn't have to be a huge adversity. It can be something small as well.
Yes. I could talk about the importance of persevering through adversity all day. I mean, it comes in all forms. It comes all over the world to everybody. You know, some people, they can't get out and maybe they become bitter. I think your attitude is what makes all of the difference in the world. Like, how are you going to respond in the face of adversity is what I'm saying, I guess.
Positivity creates positivity, right? Manifest what you want.
So how are you going to respond in the face of adversity? And then you want to maybe be content.
You can respond with smiling. You can respond by being cheerful, doing as if you don't really have much. Because when you are faced with adversity and you allow it to overwhelm you, it turns you down. But when you are faced with adversity and you do as if it's not there, that's coming with smile, being cheerful, you can overcome it with such issues, such things like that.
Yes. Marcus Aurelius, he was, I guess he's got a lot of famous quotes. And there's one that's, death smiles at us all. And, you know, all we can really do is to smile back, which is one of his quotes I thought was interesting.
Hey, Sean, I think Jess has her hand up. I think she wants to, and then I remember Hope wanted to say something as well. So I was just letting you know.
Oh, yes. Great. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Jessica, let's go. What is your question?
Yeah, no. I was just gonna pipe in. I don't really have a question, but I was gonna say, yeah, like you guys were saying, I totally agree. Positivity creates positivity. Like smile in the face of adversity and take your trials to trial. I've been in a few tribulations, like situations that have been, adverse situations. And I just always tell myself, I'll get through this. It will pass. And prayer helps for me. For me personally, everyone has different things that work for them. Personally, prayer helps with me. So that's how I get through it.
Great.
Okay, somebody was just about to say something. That's fine.
So for me, the time where I was in adversity, I remember I wasn't speaking to my mom or my dad, and I felt like I was just like in a very like down mindset. And at that time I was about 17 and I decided to move out. And I honestly think that was probably the best possible thing for me at the time, just because the circumstances weren't great at either side of my mom or dad. And it just helped me. I actually gained a better positive mindset during that time rather than what I was at when I was there. So I felt like, for me, I believe in more of like a spiritual religion per se. So I started looking more into like spiritual practices. And again, for me, like prayer really helped me. And just like looking at life in a different way. I leaned on like motivational videos like Tony Robbins and Aaron Doughty. And I definitely felt like it helped reprogram my mind. And I just kept on looking at life like, what is this teaching me rather than why is this happening to me? So it just helped me look at things in a different perspective. And I felt like I just tried to stay more so connected to like being one with like the universe and like not feeling so alone, rather than like how my mindset was prior, which was like, why is this happening to me? Like, I feel so alone. I don't have my family. But I felt like that gave me a lot more strength. And yeah, so I tried to stay positive in such an adverse time. And I feel like I came out a lot stronger after the years had passed. And obviously
Amazing.
not everything in life is easy, but it taught me a lot. Everything's a part of your journey.
Yes. And I say amazing, but once you go through that, I mean, I would think just finding that out, that you traverse that adversity and that resilience truly does build stronger people.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could find that strength.
Thank you.
Really good. And thank you for sharing.
I love your presentation so far.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
By the way, Sean, amazing presentation. So
yeah, Sean, well done.
I just want to share a little bit about what I went through in terms of adversity. It's gonna be short, okay? So basically, when I was kicked out of the house, I didn't know where to live. I moved into my aunt. I didn't know I was gone without food for like a day or two. And then like I have friends like Angela or other my business partner dropping in food. And then there was a situation that happened. I have to come up with $19,000. I don't know how I did it. I come up with $19,000, and then I have to come up with $800, and I have to come up with $3,000, and all this stuff. Right now, I have to come up with $5,000, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I was able to manage it. But what I did is, every time I'm stressed out, I just turn on the scripture, and then just listen to the scripture. In my mind, when I went to sleep, I just pray until I fall asleep. And then that's when, I see God power working in my life, because it made a difference in terms of how I didn't know how I'm going to come out to this, but I did.
You turned that burden into a bridge is what you did. You turned your burden into a bridge.
Yes,
And here we are.
Yes.
And I mean, we all traverse adversity in many different levels. You're right. So, I mean, personally, I've had my own personal experience with adversity and using what I've been through. You may want to pay attention to the influencer series. You might get a little bit more information on the background of what I've sort of done and a lot of the loss that I've experienced with people with suicide or overdoses, people that have been close to me, people that grew up in the same city, and by phenomenal numbers. So that's shaken a lot of people, and it's shook me. But what I'm doing is I'm using it as inspiration to move forward, so that what they've been through in their voices won't just die with stigma or bias or just a statistic, because that's why I'm here. I see a few hands up there. I'm not sure who was first, whether it was Mandu or Crystal.
It was Crystal before me.
Oh, yes. Okay. Crystal, do you have something to add? I think we're
just
closing up.
I just wanted to share that it's great when we do have adversity in our lives and we do overcome adversities, but it's really important to ensure that we process those little traumas, because if you don't, they accumulate and can become very much worse. So make sure you're practicing self-care. It's such an important piece of your daily life. Make sure that you're taking time for yourself, that you're putting focus on yourself, because it's one of the ways that you're going to be able to continue to build that resiliency, to go through those adversities. You need to make sure to self-care.
You guys should go ahead and check out go ahead and look at the Ikigai, which is kind of getting to the root of problems through, it's almost like a map. It's kind of like a guide. It's sort of a map. If you just look at the image, maybe you can research it, but I looked into it, and it's a philosophy of finding purpose. It's kind of resonates with CBT because of the benefits that you can get from it, like positive thinking and rewiring the brain with CBT. And this is sort of the Japanese philosophy that almost resonates with that.
And
Okay,
for
Manzu.
individuals, for individuals that are in the group that aren't sure what I mean by self-care, I just wanted to kind of clarify that a little bit. Self-care doesn't mean, you have to go to counseling. It doesn't mean you have to go to therapy. Self-care is literally taking focus away from everybody else and just focusing on you. So if your thing is going in and having an hour bubble bath to kind of unwind from the day, go do that. Schedule that into your day. That's a way of practicing self-care. It doesn't have to be huge milestone steps. It has to be just little things throughout the day that focuses the attention on you. Because at the end of the day, you are important. You are the most important person at the end of the day, because without you, everything else that you do doesn't get done. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thanks for saying that. And it's very important, and it doesn't have to be a big part of your day, whether it's doing stretches or sets of stretches. And, if somebody's got a disability, if you're, seeing somebody, a specialist, and you're not, there's no excuses to not take care of yourself mentally, whether you're doing breathing techniques, you're lowering your heart rate. So anxiety and stress is directly linked to our immune systems. So if you want to think about your body and the percentage that your mind uses throughout the day in your body,
You're on camera.
the self-care throughout the day will actually lessen your ailments. If you have health ailments, it's your stress is directly related.
How about
And Manzu,
Manzu have a
finally,
hand?
we got to Manzu. Thank you for being so patient.
Oh, thank you so much. No problem. I wanted to add few things from my experience of my own life. I have been the immigrant, not immigrant like foreign in different 3 continents, South Africa and Australia, and also in North America, in Canada. First 15 years of my married life, I think I was totally out of my own home, missing my family and my siblings. And I feel that I was in adverse situation because first 15 years, I just cried. I was so hopeless and so lonely. Now I feel that it put me in a situation that I was angry all the time. Also, I felt so low self-esteem. So I agree with Crystal. She said that you have to take care of yourself first. If you cannot take care of yourself, how are you going to help others, especially your other family members like your children? So it is very good point that Sean made this presentation about the adversity. First of all, we have to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of the environment. If we cannot survive, if our so low self-esteem is so low that we just depress ourselves all the time. So it is very good experience. And after doing this course with Kim in our class, it made me realize that how much time I lost just by crying. It's a very good experience. Thanks to Crystal and Sean sharing.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for noticing that aspect.
Yeah, it is very good point of view that we have to take care of ourselves first, because we make the family, then we make the community. We have to nurture ourselves so that we can help others. Thank you.
Being honest and not being afraid to be wrong. I mean, don't underestimate the power of those things alone.
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Sean, for the topic you have prepared. I know Sean have just preparing for tonight. He has come a long way because he had loaded of information want to provide to everyone. He wants to make sure everyone get the most out of the half an hour while we're in the workshop. So he prepared a lot of materials. And so what you got tonight is actually the extraction, the best of the best from what he prepared. So we
Sort
are
of, I guess you
totally
can,
here for the treat.
yeah, condensed and to the finished product. We're gonna, does
Good job,
did Beatrice have her hand up from before?
Yeah, Beatrice, do you have something you want to share?
Yeah, basically, two things I want to share. The first of all, right, you did such amazing job. Remember the first time you tried to present in the group in the 11 a.m. club, it was a lot of information. It was really cluttered, but now it's like you listen more, you give input more, and then you were able to really transform. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah, I really like to respond to people in a way where they feel like somebody understands what they asked, so I try to go in depth and where I can. And I mean, it's great to hear this feedback. So I look forward to doing something again in the future.